Suffering and pain can never be taken away. It's going to exist in human life. But you have the ability to make sure that you'll not suffer at any given point of time. So as I always say, Atma Yoga is not a physical process. It's the most powerful psychic process of knowing your own self and connecting with the inner self. This is the only solution to end all your suffering. Or you can keep it simple. I need to learn this, not to do anything else, but to give myself a confirmation or to realize myself that this is going to be end of all suffering. How is it possible? The problems and sufferings are still going to be the same. But you raise yourself to the level where the problem and suffering is no more a problem or suffering for you. I can put it in a very simple example. Take a glass of water and apply some salt to it. And after you apply the salt will get dissolved. You cannot separate the salt and the water from it. That is the state in your life. Presently, you are not able to remove the suffering from life because it's like a salt which is dissolved in a water, or life is full of suffering. You're not able to remove it properly. Or you're not aware that, suffering is existing, but suffering is there. In the same way that nobody can see that salt is in the water, but salt is dissolved in the water. That will be an experience. When you drink a water, you will know that it's a salty water. Now what is the solution? Is there any chance to remove the salt that is dissolved in water? That is one way to make sure that the water will not be salty anymore. What to do? Now, the same amount of salt in a glass of water, which is feeling salty or which is experienced by your taste bud as salty taste, once the same amount of salt in a bucket of water, it's no more going to be a problem. So your suffering and problem remains the same. But in the process of meditation, in the process of self-transformation, you raise yourself to the next level of consciousness. You raise yourself to the different plane of consciousness, wherein the suffering is no more a suffering at all. The problem is no more a problem at all. Maybe I'll put it in this way. The problem which seems to be a problem will no more be a problem, not that you got a solution. You're not going to solve the problem. You're not going to face the problem. The problem is not a problem at all. Has the same salt in a glass which made a water to be salty, the same salt in a bucket of water or a container, a bigger container in which the salt is no more going to make the water salty, or consider salt in a flowing river. It's not going to be a problem at all. The same thing is going to happen to your life. When you raise yourself to the level of consciousness, still intelligence will function out of you, but you will not function only out of intelligence. Because the problem with the intelligent people is, if they are not able to find a solution, they think there is no solution. But when you know to raise yourself to the different level of consciousness, there is a different phenomenon that will happen through your own self. You will not function out of knowledge. Now the knowledge will function out of you. The problem which seems to be a problem is no more a problem. That is the only way to remove all the suffering from your life, or to prevent yourself or to protect yourself from all the problem in your life. Because one need to realize your present life is nothing but the continuation of the past life. And this is a preparation for the next life or for the future. An Atma Yoga or a meditation which you practice is a process by which you remove and dissolve the existing suffering and the limitation and create a future without a suffering and limitation. This is the only way to prevent and protect from the negative energy or the negative influence which you have carried from the past or which you are getting affected in the present. There are two things that need to happen. You need to know how to protect yourself from the existing negative energy or the negative karma or the negative influence, and make sure you're not affected by it. And you need to know how to prevent yourself from the negative energy or the negative karma which is going to affect you in the future. And this is the only way to make sure that you will only progress for the rest of the life. And that is what you learn here. And that process is called a self-transformation. And self-transformation is the only way by which you can prevent and protect from the negative energy and negative influence and progress in every aspect of life. So in simple terms, this is not an option. This is a solution to end all your suffering, or ultimate solution to all your problem. This is the only way to make sure that you rewrite your future with full of success and happiness in every aspect of life. Aham Brahmasmi.